Hi and welcome to E-ZTutoring. Today we are going to cover how you can solve quadratic inequalities. So suppose we have the quadratic x squared minus 3x minus 18 is greater than 0. The first thing you want to do when solving this is you first just really want to forget about that inequality sign and just solve it as if it were equal to 0. So let's go up to the side here and let's just say that x squared minus 3x minus 18 is just equal to 0. The reason we're doing this is because we just want to find the roots of this equation. We want to find out what makes this equal to 0. So we get that x equals 6 and x equals negative 3. I'm going to assume you guys know how to do this. If you don't, be sure to look at my video on solving quadratic equations. So now that we have our values of x that make it 0, now we want to look at a number line. By the way, if your quadratic is not greater than or less than 0, you want to subtract whatever is here and make it greater than or less than 0, whatever sign you may have. All right, so now we are going to look at negative 3 and 6. Negative 3 and 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all of the numbers that are less than negative 3. So let's try negative 4. That's an easy one. If we plug that in, we'll get 16 plus 12 is 28, minus 18 is 10. 10 is greater than 0, so 10 is positive. So therefore, all of the numbers less than negative 3 will make this quadratic positive. How do I know that? How do I know that we won't stumble upon a number that'll make it negative? Well, how do you go from positive to negative? You need to cross through 0 on a graph, on an xy coordinate plane. And there are no other x values that make this equal to 0. The only two x values are 6 and negative 3. So therefore, everything less than here will be positive. Everything between here will have the same sign, and everything greater than 6 will have the same sign, whatever sign it may be. So that is how you want to go about this. Now, between negative 3 and 6, an easy value to choose is 0. 0 minus 18 is negative. So everything between negative 3 and 6 is negative. Everything greater than 6, let's try 7. 49 minus 21 is 28. Minus 18 is 10. 10 is positive. Everything greater than 6 is positive. All right, so we know, or scratch that. Let's look at the inequality. We want this inequality to be greater than 0. So we want to look at all of the positive intervals. We don't want to look at the negative intervals. We only want to look at the positive intervals because that's what makes the quadratic true. So we want to look at everything that is less than negative 3. Everything less than negative 3 will make it positive. Now, do we put less than or equal to, or just less than? Well, negative 3 makes it 0. We know that from here. This cannot be equal to 0. If it were greater than or equal to 0, then we would put less than or equal to here. But since it's just greater than and we can't include 0, then we can't include negative 3. So x must be less than negative 3. Or we have one more positive interval. Everything greater than 6 also makes it positive. So therefore, everything greater than 6 will work. And we, once again, cannot include 6 because 6 makes it 0. So x is greater than 6. So your answers are these two intervals right over here. Now, this depends on how your teacher wants you to write it. Maybe they want interval notation, maybe they want inequalities, but either way, these are your intervals that make the equation true, and that is how you do it. If you guys ever want ACT or SAT help, be sure to visit my website, www.e-ztutoring.com. Thank you guys, and have a good day.